Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hey, thought I'd jump on really quick. We'll call this my birthday edition because today is my birthday. uh, Not a big deal, right? Anyway, I actually did. I treated myself and I bought a really cute little baby blue e-bike, which I will show you in another video. I can't wait till it gets here. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. And I think it's going to really save me a lot of money on gas because I do so many short trips, to just a few blocks away to run get something from the grocery store. And, I mean, there's no sense in burning gas right now when it's so expensive. So I did treat myself to that. So I'm really looking forward to that. And so I wanted to talk about something today. I have been on Facebook. They have, well, there's probably several groups, but there's a Facebook group where people can offer free readings to people that are needing guidance, right? And so I just thought it would be fun to, really do the more practice you get. I don't care how long you've been doing it, the more you do it, the better you get. So I just thought it'd be really fun in the evenings when I've got a few minutes to, to pick some people and do different kinds of readings. And one of the ones that people request a lot, probably maybe even more than love readings, are mediumship readings. So if you don't know what mediumship is, first of all, mediumship is connecting with people on the other side of the veil, people that have passed. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. So here's the thing about mediumship. All right. And I've noticed this in this group, and I'm not going to knock anybody, but I see this recurring thing going on in this group that kind of just makes me go, stop. You'll have people, they'll post a photograph of their loved one, or they'll just say, can you connect with my grandma? I really need to connect with her. We just lost her. And a lot of these people are in a really vulnerable emotional state, which is concerning. All right. So, when you're in an emotional state like that, and you go into a group that you're going to get people that, um, a lot of them are untrained. Okay, I'm just going to say that. And I've just noticed. I don't even know where these people. I don't know where they're getting their information. I think a lot of them they just are making it up, and that's fine. It's fine to get practice, but when you have somebody that has lost a loved one and they're really in a lot of pain, they're grieving, and they really want they want that validation that their person is okay, because a lot of them have heard things. I heard when the other day, somebody had told a woman that her deep grief for her husband was keeping him from being at rest. Well, that's absolute and utter hogwash. So, there's just so much misinformation out there. And what I want to say is, if you're looking for a mediumship reading, you really need to do your due diligence. It's just like when you would seek out any other service. If you are seeking out a plumber, you want to know that the guy that's fixing your plumbing, fixing your sink, um, has done it before and has done it successfully. So what do? We go to the review section, typically, Google reviews. So I really, really, especially with a medium or any kind of psychic advisor, check the reviews. My God, it's so important. Um, so I'll tell you what's kind of going on in this group. So, you know, um, the folks are saying, well, your grandma misses you, and she loves you, and she just wants you to know that she wants you to be successful. I mean, you can see where I'm going. They'll give you these really flowery messages. That's not mediumship. That's just a nice that's a nice thing to say to somebody. Okay, evidential mediumship is where you are able to connect with that person on the other side, and you are able to that you're able to get them to give you certain pieces of information that you can share with the person you're doing the reading for. Okay, so that way they know that the other information that you're giving is valid. So here's how I will do a reading. So the first thing that I do is, I connect with that person, and the first thing I ask that spirit to show me are pieces of information that I can share with their loved ones, so that they know that I've made a genuine connection. Okay. And when I'm doing just a short, quick, 15-minute a 15-minute reading, something on that line, I'll try to get, at least like three or four pieces of so-called evidence, I guess we'll call it, so that the person I'm doing the reading for knows that I'm not just pulling this out of my behind. Okay. So I'll give you an example. So last night I was doing some free readings, and um it was a woman wanting to connect with grandma, and I that's the first thing I did. I said, I really feel like your grandma, I feel like she was a very hard worker, and probably worked, physically when she probably shouldn't have been, and it took a toll on her body. And let me see, what else did I tell her? Yeah, I just and I told her a few other things, just simple things about a red pickup truck, and a couple of pieces, and then I said she really wants me to talk about the trees or the tree. I said, what's going on with the tree? She said, this is super important. And the lady said, gosh, she said, I don't know. And I said, well, I feel like this is something that you're going to be able to piece together. I said, so just keep that in your mind, and then just kind of be aware that there may be some information surrounding something about a tree. I said, she says it's really, really important. Um, and so I popped back into to the group earlier today, and she had commented. She said, well, she said, you were right. She said, her friends have they have put together uh basically a memorial where they're planting trees in her memory. So I'm like, okay, there we go, right? And then I gave her the message, right? After I had validated that I was making a genuine connection, then I gave her the message. Excuse me, I gotta take a drink of water. And in her case, the message was, because grandma had been, the glue that kind of held that family together. She really wanted this family to know that it was really important to continue, to continue those gatherings, and honoring those traditions as they go forward. And it was just that simple message. I didn't go on and on about, oh, they love you, they miss you. They don't miss you. They don't miss you because they're still there. So they're always right there. So that's how you kind of know somebody's not not doesn't really understand mediumship when they say things like that. And again, I'm not knocking anybody, but I think when you are working with really vulnerable people that that want and need that validation that their loved one is okay and that they are still there, you owe it to that person to really become the best medium that you can absolutely possibly present. And if you can't do that, if you can't deliver evidence, then you just need to work on it a little more, right? But work giving readings for really vulnerable people is not the place or time for developing those skills. You need to be doing that in a closed mediumship circle, in a group that, and we have one here that I facilitate locally. So that's where people that want to develop those skills meet in an environment where they're getting quality instruction and quality opportunities to practice, but not on vulnerable people. So and it's really unfortunate because when people give those kind of readings, and it really, not only does it harm the individuals that are seeking guidance, it really harms the industry as a whole. We tend to get a bad rap. So that being said, yeah, I mean, if you want to learn mediumship, yes, by all means, anybody can do this, but you have to put in the time and the effort, and you have to have discernment in how and who you're reading for. And again, mediumship is just not going on on some Facebook group and spouting out a nice message. That is not mediumship. So I just wanted to clarify that. I hope I didn't offend anybody. But yeah, I know. I mean, I encourage anybody that's interested in it, definitely, seek out a local group, or, there are good practice groups on Facebook. See if you can get yourself into one of those. I'm going to take a refresher course with Charlie Kelly. He's a medium out of the UK. He's amazing. And so, I am constantly looking for opportunities to to be better at what I do. So yeah, definitely, I don't discourage anybody from learning how to do it, but you have to do it responsibly, and you have to go into it with with just a lot of reverence for the practice, because it's really very, very important. So I hope that cleared up some things for everybody, and again, I hope I didn't offend anybody, but I just think it's important to educate. So that being said, I hope everybody's having a great week. We're halfway through, yay. So have a great evening, and a great rest of your week. And again, thank you so much um, for giving me your time and attention. I really appreciate it.